Hello and a very warm welcome to you from St. John, the largest city in the province of New Brunswick. We're in Canada for the Ford World Women's Curling Championship 2014. The city sits along the northern shore of the Bay of Fundy, at the mouth of the St. John River. A rich and illustrious history. The population of around 70,000. It's a true maritime city with ties to fishing and shipbuilding. Strong ties to curling too. It's all happening here at Harbour Station. The world's women's title is at stake. And our focus today, this morning indeed, is the 3 versus 4 playoff game between Korea and Russia. I'm Alison Walker, joined by Luke Coley, bringing you live commentary of this whole game.
Participating on Sheet B. Would you please welcome Team Korea? At lead, Soo Lee. Second, Mi Sung Shin. Third, Um Ji Jim. And skip, Ji Sung Kim. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Team Russia.
We have the lineups for you for Korea. Sung lead second, Sobi Lee. The skip, Jason Kim. And playing fourth stones for Korea, Ji Kim. The Russian lineup, the lead, Katarina Galkina. The second, Alexandra Saitova. Third player, Margarita Fomina. And the Russian skip, Anna Sidorova. And there were the standings in the round robin. Canada leading the way and straight into that gold medal game after that win yesterday over Switzerland. Russia and Korea in with a chance too. Other teams and how they fared. China 6 and 5. Czech Republic 3 and 8. Scotland 2 and 9. That is the playoff format. And that's how Canada got to the gold medal game. And Russia played right the way through and finished in third position. Look, you explain the rest of the rankings, the playoff format rather.
Well, Switzerland with that loss, they're in the semi-final. Korea and Russia winner will play Switzerland in that. The loser of this game coming up and the semi-final will do battle tomorrow in the bronze medal. And of course, tomorrow evening, it's that gold medal game where we'll declare the world champion. Canada has their sights set on that. One of these two teams will move one step closer, take on Switzerland. And for Russia, 8 and 3. They got a win late in round robin and defeating Switzerland and put them in a golden position to get to the 1-2 game, but they let that slip. They had a glorious chance. They had to beat the Czech Republic, sitting at the bottom of the standings. A team that was struggling had nothing to lose and had a shot for the win. And it was a draw that Anna Sidorova would love to have back. That being said, she now has to regroup, play this game, sudden death, after Korea wins the tiebreaker, eliminating the reigning world silver medalist.
And I always wonder, Luke, whether it's better to have an extra game like that to keep yourself oiled, if you like, or whether it's better to have the break.
You see numerous times that the teams going to that 1-2 game that end up getting to the final, the 3-4 games, such a long road, and then you add an extra one. Yes, momentum can get going. We've seen it happen before, but it's a long road. It's already a long week. And for both of these teams, it's been a very long season, both playing at the Olympic Winter Games in Sochi and now the World Championship. And these two very familiar with one another.
It's almost like they need one last push, and I'm sure that's what the coaches will be saying. This is it. This is massive. You could be in a world final. You could win the gold medal. One last push.
See, Russia will have the yellow stones, Korea with the red. Russia gets the hammer as they won the... There was a three-way tie for that third position. Russia got it via the draw to the button numbers they do before every round-robin game. And then Korea beat Sweden. So both had the 8-3 records. And very familiar. They played at the Olympics. It was a Korean win. Round-robin here, a Korean win. But back to last year's World University Games, it was Anna Sidorova getting the better, defeating this Korean side twice en route to a World University Games championship.
So the lead for Team Korea. Getting us underway. And they have swapped the roles around a little bit this week, haven't they, Luke?
They've been mixing it up, trying to find that right lineup combination that's going to work. Going out, put that one into the center of the rings. Means the open hit and one of the best.
Is it Katarina Galkina, 25-year-old from Moscow?
Was second overall throughout the week, only behind that, Margareta Sigfridsson. And Galkina hit and roll out. So we have seen numerous times. First stone in, playing the hits. Minji Om.
Known as MJ from Seoul.
Good numbers as well. 83% right behind that of Galkina. Well, early stones in the end will be important. We've seen Russia had success and they're able to utilize Galkina's stones. Obviously not playing aggressively early in this first end.
That one continues to nibble on the corner. The pack. There's the rules of play for you. It's now 8 ends minimum, 73 minutes for each team for the game and the coach interaction while the clock continues. Sobi Lee, the 25-year-old, second for Korea. Lives in Namguri, see. Was in that World Women's team that was fourth in 2012. And the Russian second, Alexandra Saitova. Youngest member of the team. Already a huge amount of experience under her belt in Anna Sidorova's team.
Well, that one, top part of the rings. And throughout the week, it was Korea that was able to set up a lot of steals for themselves. Russia, very strong against. Just 5 stolen ends against. Well, Korea had 15 steals for them, generating 19 points. Almost a 30% steal efficiency without the hammer.
Russia have never won a medal at the World Championships.
It's had its success at the, as I said, the World University Games.
And the Europeans.
Well, I know one thing. One of these two nations will get their first World Championship medal this year.
Nobody wants to finish fourth.
Fourth and second, the toughest two positions to finish. At least with a second place, you still have a medal to go home with, losing the final.
Ji-Soon Kim, the skip for Team Korea.
I'm starting to get used to this Korean team. In Canada making the playoffs 2 years ago, went with that same 8-3 record. Ended up finishing fourth, losing the bronze medal game that year to Team Canada.
Yep, they were definitely the surprise package that year. We know a little bit more about them now. They're certainly not under the radar by any means. Margarita Fomina, Russian third, also lives in Moscow.
Well, looking to draw around, utilize that guard after the nose hit by Korea. But playing it real cautious to go around, and knowing that they don't want to tap that red one in. Well, I think calling for an official timeout here. That stone, the lights are flashing on it. Of course, the electronic system they have at the hog line.
Umpire coming down.
We'll watch that one as they used to do.
Yep, they used to sit on a chair beside that hog line.
And they'll have one of the ice makers come out. They have extra handles. They'll replace that one. Maybe a low battery. Or see, trying to hit and roll behind the corner. And look at that. Even with a little bit of the issue with the stone.
Nicely played by Ji-Soon Kim. A skip. Just enough. Perfectly placed behind the other red.
So now Margarita Fomina need to draw down to that one, back 8 foot. Will want to get shot stone even if they don't get right down to it. That's good line, sits right on the tee line.
Ji Kim, and the skip stones for Team Korea.
Played 88% in their tiebreaker win against Sweden. Losing line in a hurry. Didn't have enough to get there in Russia. See if they can take advantage.
Skip shouting an awful lot there. She knew the line wasn't great. Catching that red guard.
Ну, 15, 2 даже. Мне кажется, тут не будет ходить.
Russia, good numbers with the hammer. Their efficiency is scoring 2 or more, 43% of the time. They score with the hammer.
Там надо 5, да? Где-то? 5 начало 4.
Чтобы там двойного какого-нибудь не стояло. Если будет дойти ехать, значит мы теряем дальше. Главное, ближе, чем вот этот, который в начале дома стоит. Тут не важно, что если Фрис она привезла, он не был ближе.
Тут не должен сильно садиться, мы думаем 15-2. Должно быть нормально.
So the skip stones, Anna Sidorova, just 23 from Moscow, won gold at the 2012 European Championship. Was a very good figure skater till she injured her knee.
Well, they don't want to set up a pocket. They'd like to lie to, keep them a bit separated. Well, it goes just back button. Now a decision for Korea. They had to try and draw to lie 2, but didn't have a lot of rings to work with. It's deeper than that side 4-foot stone. Can try and hit and roll towards it. Could play the freeze, but risky. You could give up 3. You could play the run back, make the double. They elect out turn, try and make the hit and little flop. Well, this on the wrong side. It's going to hit and roll out, and it's going to mean an open draw now for Sidorova to capitalize with the hammer. Started with open hits.
Yeah, it just had far too much on it, didn't it?
Not where they were looking to place that one. Perfect start for Russia. And going to add another 2 with the hammer.
It came from Chi Kim's last shot. But first end, here we go, the last stone from Anna Sidorova.
Russia actually scoring more 2-point ends throughout the week than they did singles. Well, same shot, 2 in a row for Anna Sidorova. Needs to bite the 4-foot. Will it stop? Got to outcount that red. Keeps going, and just.
And they can sweep it when it gets over that tee line, but just enough on it to halt. And after one, Russia indeed do get there too. Good start for them. Korea 0, Russia 2. Into the second end then of this 3 versus 4 playoff game between Russia and Korea. Good start for the Russian team. Getting 2 shots in the first. Katerina Galkina gets us back underway.
Well, Galkina, a little mistake going just behind the tee line. Korea's going to have to take some chances. They're not quite as efficient as Russia throughout the week, with the hammer scoring 2 or more points 37.5% of the time. Or plus 11 points for and against throughout the week, whereas Russia, they were a plus 34. Outscored their opponents by 34.
Let's give them a huge amount of confidence going into this. 6-5 to Korea in the round robin.
Took an extra end for Korea to win that one after Russia stole 2 in the 10th end.
So the Russian team showing quite a lot of resilience this week, especially after their Olympic exertions, and they wore their heart on their sleeve in Sochi. Every defeat and every win was agonizingly dissected in front of the home crowd. But they're here and they've got a great chance, as do Korea, of getting to their first world final.
And with the format winner, this will have an advantage going into the semifinal on a win, as opposed to their opponent, Switzerland, who follows a loss. As they block off the corner guard play, Galkina puts it top 8 foot. Just consistent year in, year out for Galkina. She played a 92% game in their round robin matchup against Korea. No surprises for her.
Impressive stuff. Sport really progressing in Korea. They of course have the next Olympics. There are about 3,000 curlers in total. There are only 2 dedicated facilities.
Lee Gimp won't get that one by. They'll end up chipping the guard and rolling in. This is what's the first end, which started out as open play. Great hit and roll by Ji-Sung Kim in that first end, which set up their a chance to get out of it. But a perfect freeze made by Russia back. A little roll to the center. See, lying 3.
Interestingly, talking about Korean curling, they've got a few good teams lying in wait, taking silver behind Canada in the World Junior Championships in Flim, Switzerland. So the sport really developing in that part of the world.
And really important for this squad. They are still young, with Ji-Sung Kim, their skip, at 26. Just narrowly missing that double. They're feeling that pressure, I'm sure, of the younger curlers coming up. They want to be the Olympic team in their home country, trying to put up good results. Leading into that, as it starts right now, still just a little under 4 years away, but it's close enough now that you have to start thinking about and planning those next 4 years.
And these girls, these Russian girls, know what that's like, because they were in exactly the same position 4 years ago, ahead of their own games. in their own country.
Самое начало, высаживай. Есть начало. Надо вверх, Свип. Свип. Свип очень надо. Во, есть вверх. Начало есть. Во. Хорошо. Спасибо.
Their lives, these Russian girls in particular, their lives are totally immersed in curling. Talking to Ekaterina Galkina in Sochi, look, and she's saying, curling is my family, my life, even my boyfriend. Such dedication.
It will do that. You need to put everything there, and that's when disappointing results are even harder to swallow. Looking for the double, the top two. Again, just over the top and out the side.
Nudging that yellow just a little bit en route. Here's the Russian bench. Thomas sleeps. Always difficult to tell what Thomas is thinking.
Pretty stoic.
Passive face.
Well, he has to like the way his team started this game. Getting that early two.
And indeed for most of the week, they've produced some good stuff. The percentages have been high.
Хорош.
Korean bench. Joy.
똑같이 이거 두 개 먼저 볼게요.
As with Ji-Sung Kim at her two other World Championship appearances as skip, 2011. Denmark, she went 2-9. And look at that for her turnaround the next year, going 8-3 and finishing 4th. A 6-game difference, 1 year.
Ji-Sung Kim. Playing third stones.
Well, looking for the double and keep the corner on that yellow.
And his shot stone.
밟아도 되잖아. 밟았으면 트리플 됐겠다. 잘했어요. 얇았네. 끝에 좀 떨어지지 않아요? 잘했어요.
Almost the perfect angle to go and sit on the corner of it. Even bump that one out. Well, Russia happy to just play a bit of defense, not wanting to bring a peel into play. I think Korea has to be happy to play this, make the hit. Ji-Sung Kim. A skip throws the third stones. First game of the event through second rocks. Go back to that regular third spot. And the rollout by Fomina on the hit. Now opportunity, chance to get a blank for Korea. Russia very aggressive, able to score big ends, lots of points scored for. Only Sweden scoring more points for throughout the event, but second best at holding others off the scoreboard was Team Russia. Only Canada gave up fewer points.
It's a strategy that has worked well for Anna Sidorova, the skip of Team Russia.
하나.
Well, hit and roll out for Anna Sidorova. The rollout means Korea could try and draw to the wide side. So we look at this one for Anna Sidorova, up on her front toe with that delivery.
Yep, and the balance never is good when that happens.
Get a chance to see hog-to-hog time in this second end. Just one sheet of in play now. Korea did play yesterday with just one game going on. No sort of the conditions will change a little bit with just one game going on.
And hog-to-hog time will tell you just where the stone will finish.
Well, should be right on the tee line with that hog-to-hog time. Try and go to the wide side. Such a small area they were trying to get that stone in. Good effort there for Unchi Gim. I think Sidorova would love to stick around, but main objective, just get rid of that one.
Sidorova's final stone.
Good look. The delivery there up on that, the ball of her left foot. Make the hit. Will she stick around? She continues to spin. Korea will have to play the hit to blank the end.
Last stone of this second end. Unchi Gim.
Well, wants to hit and roll out. Right on the nose, and a mistake for Korea. But a mistake that will earn them a point.
Yeah, they still get the point, but they lose that advantage of last stone. And good defensive play from Russia. After two ends, Korea 1, Russia 2. We're into the third end of this live coverage from the Forward World Women's Curling Championship 2014. This is our featured game, Korea against Russia, third versus fourth playoff game. Alison Walker and Luke Coley bringing you the whole game live here at Harbour Station. 2-1 to Russia after 2 ends.
Not surprised seeing that center line guard. We'll have to try and force Russia. Russia have been very efficient all week long, scoring multiple points. Wants to continue that trend. They started in the first doing it.
2 skips there. Watching intently.
Дойти начало! Не поднимайте счетик, аккуратно! Рита, только Рита. Рита! 6, свип! Забирайте свип! Свип! Свип обязательно!
Skip having to come out to lend a bit of assistance, try and pull this round.
Well, they want to go top part of the rings. They just didn't want to leave that one deep in the house, so that was the worry there. They want to make sure of it. Well, trading those hits on it, using the center line guard. Crail try and make a roll because you can't go too many more of the nose hit. You'll be out of the rings.
Same again.
Nose hit, and Russia will try and make that roll. Nose here isn't the end of the roll. You might just be out in front, have a corner guard. Korea could try and hit and roll off it. Well, hit, roll in behind, and just come out the other side.
And here's Team China watching the action. 3 of them anyway. They'd love to have been in this position themselves. There we go. Hit and roll behind the red. Just peeking out the other side though.
Well, there's a mistake by Korea. And saw one of those in the first that led to a deuce.
Хорошо бы, конечно, стой, но там не валит. Ну, здесь тоже так себе. 4 фута. Да.
She loves the strategy of the game, as either over the mental side. Finding different ways of winning games.
Немножко придержанный, немножко.
Линия есть.
Воу, воу.
Не бросать, не бросать. Свип.
using that lone guard out in front, playing around the center, top part. Very nice come around. Saitova, maybe just a little deep. Is there a double off the side one now?
And that's what Jae-Sung Kim is looking at.
Молодец. немножко придержал. 할게요. 킬? 얘가요 살짝 뒤에 있는데 거의 비슷해요. 웨이트 보러 가. 좋아요. 네, 좋아요. 될 것 같아요.
She's made up her mind very quickly.
화이팅! 얍! 얍! 오! 야!
Well, opportunity to get out of this. Got to make the double, get one, and doesn't remove it, just bumps it over out in the open.
They have exposed it though, so not too bad a result for Korea.
얇았어야지 치지 않아? 근데 얇았으면 밑으로 내려와요.
They need a little mistake from Russia, otherwise they're going to be giving up a deuce still in this end. Because they don't remove it, just really tough because they're so even to try and push that one out. Russia's got to come down. It's like quieter weight for Margarita Fulmina. Hit and roll to the wing. Well, they got to flirt with that guard, got to get it by.
That was the worry. You could tell from Anna Sidorova's shouting.
Didn't give that one a chance, never got quite out to the broom, and
That was a chance to turn the screw.
Korea will play a hit. Making the hit key, trying to get some separation, maybe a little roll behind, and you make the hit and roll. Put yourself in a position to force Russia to take one.
Jae-Sung Kim's second stone. Had to go at the double in the last one. Didn't move it enough.
Well, Korea was successful in their round-robin game against Russia, forcing them to take a single point twice. Russia got 4 points, or 3 points, pardon me, stolen. Well, trying to make the hit, and we'll make this single takeout. Chi Gim play the hit back. Well, can't sweep it for Russia, as that one will roll and out of the rings.
Definitely out. I think
I won't
so.
say definitely. It looks like it is. But I've seen that before where it actually is in.
Still in play, of course. Yeah, I think that's out.
A good look at that stone. Looks just out of the rings. Well, trying to roll over behind that guard themselves. Goes part of the way. quite all the way underneath for Anna Sidorova.
I think they'll be watching this themselves.
They tried to jump it over there, unable to do just that. Now, Onshigim try and make the roll herself. Trying to get an easy force out of it. You can make the roll. And right on the nose it goes.
No roll at all. Stop dead.
See if Russia thinks if it's in or out. Indicated about playing it that way to maybe just touch it on the way, but looks out that they can just.
Точно, да.
Does affect their decision.
Well, it was Korea that missed a blank effort in the second.
Last stone of this third end in this 3 versus 4 playoff.
And this throw on the out turn, I believe, is looking to hit and roll out, but it will stay in the rings. They don't take a chance, they'll take one. So back-to-back singles on what should have been blank efforts.
And it all adds up to Korea 1, Russia 3. Again, good defensive play this time by Korea and a few mistakes in that end too. We're now into this fourth end of this 3 versus 4 playoff at the Women's World Championship. This is the game. Korea and Russia both hoping to make the final. They can't both make it, of course, but long way to go before then.
Нет, очень сильно, да. Нужно его подальше.
Sides playing pretty cautiously at the moment. Not giving too much away, especially when they don't have the hammer.
And like we saw in the second end, Galkina goes back 8 foot, just hanging on to the back 4. Not ideal rock placement early on for the Russian lead.
And she's 83%, the Korean lead for the whole tournament.
That was third among the leads throughout the week. And Russia trying to defeat Korea at a world championship for the first time since 2011. Lost in 2012. Korea did not qualify in 2013. Now here, after a round-robin loss. Add to that an Olympic round-robin loss by Russia to Korea. Same teams.
And that could be viewed both ways. A timely win then for Russia. It is a difficult one to call this between these two teams.
Well, as we saw in the second, the defense with that first stone going deep is to draw around the corner. It goes deep. It goes to the tee line. A little freeze tap. And Korea can be in business to try and generate some offense.
Second stone for MJ.
As is with numerous members of this Korean team, sports hero Jennifer Jones, Olympic gold medalist. Well, little tap, good angle, second shot stone, using that corner guard.
Если что, гар. Если что, гар. Ну да, кто нужен? 6. Окей. 6? Да.
So a couple options with this one. They can either just get by, get to the inside, make the hit on the one in the stone in the rings, or if it's going to be on the guard, they'll make sure they catch enough of it to remove it.
Saitova also in the 80s in terms of her tournament accuracy.
That was third as well. Third among the second stones. And they're going to be on the guard here. Try and remove it. Roll it as a bit of a center guard.
So not the worst outcome.
일로 들어갈 수 있어? 네, 거의 공간 조금 있어요. 오케이. 근데 웨이트 해? 해기면 돼. 들어가다 괜찮고. 웨이트 세갖고 주하는 게 붙어야 되잖아. 근데 저희 1번이에요? 1번이에요. 네. 파요. 우리가 1인 줄. 해? 네. 욕하면 되지. 네. 좋아요. 화이팅. 네.
Sobi Lee, she's just a bit below in the 70s, 79%.
Well, a difference throughout the week. This percentage-wise lower. That was sixth among the seconds. So they decided to make a play on shot stone early with second stones. They could have put a guard up. They could have just played the freeze.
Нет, очень надо. Нет. Сюда? О. Свит.
Trying to bunch up the stones, get a nose hit back, and leave himself a double. Those Korean red stones here in the fourth end.
Canada able to relax today, just Want to know who wins, so who they'll be playing. They won't have a preference, will they?
No, they won't. Their one loss throughout the week was to Switzerland. They beat them last night.
They can have a nice relaxing day today. Prepare for tomorrow, whoever they might face.
And they'll have the closing banquet this evening as Korea tries to make the roll away. They'll figure out what stones they want to play with in the final. They were actually out right after their game last night. Have another practice session with rocks that they were thinking of for the final.
Very conscientious, very focused team. Skipped by Rachel Oman.
83% second for Fomina. He's had a good week trying to make this double. And will end up losing their own, leaving shot stone still for Korea, allowing them to space out the two and use the guard. And they had to hold this one to make that double. As you saw, made the nose hit. Need to catch it on the outside of the sheet to punch that one through.
Just hitting it slightly the wrong place, not far away, but enough to have a fairly major impact.
그냥 놓으면은 안 돼요. 여기 자체가. 팔방구. 괜찮아져.
Ji-Soon Kim, 74%.
Well, great judge to bury that one for Ji-Soon Kim. Going with that outside in turn. Knowing that if they don't bury, they'll leave a little bit of the outside open and not leave a chance at a double, so good recognition. Putting the pressure on Russia now. Fomina missed the double with her first. Has a much more difficult double. Trying to run this yellow straight back. Can get both. Could go straight back to lie shot buried. Wow, straight back, and look at that to lie one.
That's more like it, she thinks.
Well, was starting to make that move at the end. Actually kicks it maybe just a little bit on the outside.
진짜 안 되면 열어야 될 것 같은데. 백이 그거인데? 백. 백으로 가요. 많이 세게 말고. 가드가 가까워서. 백. 7. 좋아요. 돼요. 만약에 안 되면 앞에 거 열어서 저쪽. 에 괜찮아요. 7. 4분의 1 보여. 4분의 1 보여. 4분의 1. 파이팅!
Jason's second stone.
While trying to get by and make the hit. Flirted with that front one, didn't have a lot of room, and look at that right back. Ji-Soon Kim, great judge, and a gutsy call to go after that one.
Yep, she told them not to sweep. And then to sweep so close. There you can see how close it was.
Not a lot of roll, but enough.
뒤에서 보기 계속 라인 봤거든.
But as good as she could make that one.
Anna Sidorova, the Russian skip, is 80% throughout the tournament. Following a similar line to Jason's.
No inside roll. It was real tough to get inside of that one, and it is just shot stone. A nose hit now isn't second shot, though. Korea will need to get a little bit inside.
치고 들어올 수 있어? 네. 치고 들어간 거 안 돼, 언니.
So that pressure to make that hit now
될것 같아. 밖으로는 안 돼.
forces that guard really into play.
아니면 점수 되지 않아? 안 되려나? 점수 안 되지.
네, 스테이 되면 1번 안 될 수도 있어. 일단 하는 게 좋을
It's going to be very close if a nose is shot over that other yellow.
백도 괜찮은데? 이건 안 되니까. 안 돼.
That stone, as they say, edge on edge.
And she is 73%. Playing the fourth stones. Ji Kim.
Trying to get any inside roll. And a little bit, and they'll just get second shot, I believe.
Tiny bit of roll. She wanted more.
Well, see, just that little bit of roll, I think it was enough to get a second shot. Problem is the hit on that one leaves an open draw for two.
Думаешь, так двойной попробовать? Наверное, да. Так? Надо в самый край.
Trying for the double. I think at this point, if you're going to try and go for the nose, you might as well try the double. Because even if you nose it, you're going to leave a draw for two, so why not give the double a run? Make the double get out of this with a blank, as opposed to giving up two.
And the Russians, we know, don't like giving up two.
Not a lot of teams that do enjoy giving up 2 points without the hammer. Anna Sidorova trying to take two out of play with this last stone of hers.
Upright stance there.
Right out of her hand. Just never got out and gave that one a chance. They were on it just to make sure they got by the guard. Made the hit of the one.
It was still worth the risk, was it?
It was worth every bit of risk with that one to try that double rolling out. Made the hit of the one. You can see nowhere near that second stone. Had to be a lot wider. An opportunity on Ji Kim to tie this game up.
And she does. Rolling that nicely in. And Ji Kim. Korean fans enjoying that one. And after four, things are level in this third versus fourth playoff. Korea 3, Russia 3. all square. Really couldn't be closer. Certainly couldn't pick a winner at this stage, Luke.
Up until that end, I thought the Russians had full control, but just missed an opportunity. See Margarita Fomina make that double. Use the corner guard, but it all got off on the wrong foot. The start to it by Galkina going deep. She'll need to improve. That's 2 stones in the even ends with her first rock that's gone deep in the rings. And Korea's been able to utilize it to get corner guard play.
These lead stones, absolutely crucial.
Мне кажется, лучше 0,5-1. Нет? И постарайся.
Только вес! Внимание, вес, только вес! Внимание, вес! Рита!
Нет, не сюда. Пониже.
Well, this hasn't been in the start. First 5 for Ekaterina Galkina. That one, as I was speaking, going deep in the rings. Having an off first 5. Doesn't have that draw weight. Top 8 foot, top 4 foot. That spot really helps Korea with the centerline guard. They can draw, they can go top 4 foot with this one, they can go top button. Don't need to go down to it. Didn't have the line either. Oh, they'll follow it down, sit in front, just a little off angle. Again, red stones for Korea. It is Russia with the hammer and trying to score a 2. See the 2 singles in the middle of this game so far, the second and third. Both misses, both opportunities for the skip to blank the end. Instead, they take one.
Katarina, Katie, hoping to do better with her second stone here.
Well, that one, better weight in front of the tee line, just a little bit still open.
Here's Team Czech Republic watching the action.
Anna Kubaskova, the skip of that team. The reason that Russia is in this 3-4 game as opposed to playing last night in the 1-2, beating Russia in their final round-robin game.
Yep, quite a scout
8-7
for the Czech Republic. They'll take some confidence from that. Finishing with 3 wins overall. The women's team not quite as strong as the men's. And of course playing next week in Beijing, the men's worlds.
We're trying to freeze up to that Yellowstone. Very nice, keeps that one on the corner. And look at the angle set up. Red, yellow. Very nice, Solby Lee. Anna Sidorova. Forced to go out, peel the center line. The newest member and youngest player in the game, Alexandra Saitova.
내 잡아줄게 그냥.
네. 끝에 떨어져요, 언니. 해줘야 돼요. 3. 2, 5, 3. 좀만.
아니야.
다섯.
다섯. 라인 괜찮아. 다섯. 좀 떨어져야 돼.
라인
룸이야. 다섯. 라인 당겨야 될
네.
거 어디야? 당겨.
라인 좀 당겨줘.
얍.
좀 떨어져야 돼, 은지야.
얍.
이제 조금만 더.
가져야 돼.
Well, just wanting to guard it up there, trying to get the line. It ends up coming into the rings.
가까이 와도 될 것 같아.
Shot stone, top of the forefoot. Russia at the moment.
Почти стей, маленький должен получиться ролл. Да, кстати, еще можно после нас попасть чуть-чуть, ничего страшного.
А без пил?
Если не давали. Ну, я думаю, да, если что, просто один снимем.
Если что, оттирай.
So they want to try and clip that red out if they can, just on broom side of the nose.
О, нет.
Нет, это пил. 지금 때리는 것 좀 빠를 것 같고
No problem with that for Saitova.
지사 언니는 1번. 1호 하면 돼요.
어?
1로.
1로.
화이팅! 화이팅!
Well, they end up just peeling it. And Creel continue to put the guard back out in front into third stones now. Fifth end, 1-2, 1 single for each side with the hammer.
라인은 괜찮아. 떨어지고 있어. 라인 괜찮아. 웨이트만. 라인은 괜찮아. 타이트 할 것 같아.
6이야. 다시 들어갈 것 같아.
6. 타이트예요.
6.
아니 괜찮아요. 라인 좋아요. 얍.
The guard finishing just outside this time.
잘했어요.
이렇게 갖다 놔도 때리라.
Если что, можно в желтый. Красный видеть. Ну, давай.
Well, Femina was taking a look at it, what she wants to do. They would love to just clip that red one. Love to just, not necessarily get rid of it, just get it off the face of their stone, push it out further from the rings while getting rid of the guard in the process. Well, just touch it. We'll push their yellow back, but real good result. All those behind the tee line, they're not as dangerous as where that red one was. They got rid of it, and that was the key. And yes, high fives for that one. Took a couple of cracks, but they finally get rid of it and leave Korea lying one, but back button forces Ji-sung Kim to play this double.
And this one needs to be very, very accurate as well for it to work. Watch the two yellows coming up.
Well, for not making the double, that worked out pretty darn good. As you see, it's frozen onto that back yellow. Punches that one over, just over curls on her. They're hoping to make the double. Doesn't touch the yellow, but uses their red to sit right in front.
Korea, remember they're the Reds. 2 counting stones.
Закрыть чуть-чуть. Свип, Катя!
Надо. Здесь надо.
Свип! Надо! Обязательно прижать. Свип! Ближе надо, обязательно. Свип, линия. Свип!
Сзади.
Свип! Линия очень надо, не бросать. Очень маленький, нельзя, что перевалил. Свип! Все, давай.
They want to freeze down to it, use those to try and generate their 2. Real good, trying to generate offense the whole week long. Just hoping to keep it on the center line side. So now Korea can get rid of both those yellows, keep their reds around. Not wasting any time. Well, make the yellows disappear just like that.
Nicely played from Ji Kim.
Great shot, double made. Russia still in a position they can generate some offense with skip stones for Anna Sidorova. Those 2 behind. If you can freeze on the center line side, just a hair on the center line side of those, the higher the 2 reds, any sort of blast goes right onto the other red. An opportunity for 2.
Jisoo pleased with her team's performance there. It's responsive Anna Sidorova. We'll see the timings here.
9.
9. Нет.
Конец дома.
Нет.
Конец.
Нет. Там.
Боку.
We see the time for this one. Doesn't really want to bounce too much. Should be moving that one just a little bit. And that little tap. Look at the hole. There's room now for Korea to punch that one through.
Yep, the gap just too big. Looking at it. Ji playing well.
Well, peels that one. That was nicely done. And Russia will be forced to take 1. Korea did a good job in their round-robin game, forcing Russia to take single points. Gave up an early 2, but another force.
Team Korea giving absolutely nothing away here. The last stone of this 5th end. Anna Sidorova.
Вес нет.
Нельзя вообще.
Упора нет. Саша, пожалуйста. Упора нет.
Посильнее.
Упора совсем нет.
Oh, pretty similar weight to her previous one, but needs the line for the backing. Can't go through, can't go between them.
Gonna catch that one.
It
Oh
will
my
not.
goodness.
Just had to hit 8 foot, slides between the 2. And the first real mistake of the game goes the Korean way.
And is that the turning point? Is that the moment that Korea were waiting for? After 5 ends, it is 5-all, but What will Russia be thinking going into the break?
Well, look, first half recap in the first end. Russia capitalizing on a couple of Korean mistakes as the open draw hit the forefoot for a second point. And this one will just hang around, stop just in time. Russia an early 2-0 lead. Third end, and looks like that one is out on the side. Russia. Anna Sidorova playing the out turn. Looked like trying to blank. Ends up sticking around, taking one for a 3-1 lead. After Sidorova missing a double, leaves the open look here on Shigim. Chance for Korea. Score 2, tie the game up. And that one right to the lid, gets the 2. All square there. And then fifth end. Russia, the first one to blink, is facing 2. Anna Sidorova just played a draw on the same path. A little bit quicker maybe down the center. And the sweepers watching this one. Will it stop? Will it use the backing? It doesn't. Chips off it. And it's a steal of 2 for Korea. And their first lead of the game heads us into this fifth end break.
네 첫 번째 돌이 7, 6 여기 서도 돼. 2점 앞서고 8엔드 이상에서는 2개를 들어오고 지금 잘 들어와지. 사이드 가드 치지. 우리가 들어간다. 얘네들하고 똑같은 패턴으로 간다. 그 다음 상대가 붙이고 3번이야. 이거 제껴. 근데 우리가 만약에 가드 쳤는데 우리가 T 뒤로 왔어. 얘 돌이. 얘 붙였어. 그러면 붙어야 돼. 무슨 말인지 1-3이면. 근데 들어왔는데 이게 보여. 그러면 치고 여기 정지시켜놔. 들어가지 말고 일로 가버리면 더 꼬여버리니까 치고 정지시키면 일로 가라고. 그리고 8엔드 이상 2점 앞서고 있을 때는 드로우를 2개를 넣어. 2개를 넣고 그 다음에 제끼고 1, 3번이면 2번을 제끼고 1, 2번이면 이걸 제끼라고. 지금 우리가 2점을 앞서고 있으니까.
Очень внимательно. И терпеть, с ними надо терпеть, и обязательно будет шанс. Минута. Давайте.
Still 5 ends to go, huh?
Еще 5 эндов.
Well, the teams have their fifth end break. They get some energy, some food. And let's look at the stats after 5. Korea leads 5-3. Those 2 stolen points and percentages. Everything but the hits. Big difference there. Draws, huge difference in numbers. And Russia low on their hits, down at 75. But an advantage for Korea there. Russia took advantage in the first, score of 2. Korea took advantage, scored their 2 in the fourth. And then Anna Sidorova with the missed draw. Had backing, just had to hit 8-foot. Unable to do that, meaning their first lead of the game. Russia will need to pick up their play if they want to try and have any chance of getting to the gold medal game. Winner of this goes to the semi-final to play Switzerland. Binja Felcher
Great stats from Eunji Kim. She has played extremely well.
라인 타이트해야. 라인 좋아. 웨이트만 닦아. 라인 타이트해야. 라인 좋아. 웨이트만 닦아.
And I wonder how significant that missed draw will be
라인 그렇지. 오케이. 라인 그렇지.
when they look back. An important look for the Russian team, and I'm sure that was in the team chat, to forget that and move on. Don't dwell on it.
Thomas Lips, his last comment says, we got 5 more ends. So just keep picking away. And 90% for Galkina, but a few shots deep, which got them in trouble. Had them chasing from the onset. Second, fourth, fifth ends.
So Russia just letting things slip in that fifth end.
세팅?
고민이한다. 네. 좋아요.
좋아요.
네, 이거 진짜 뒤로 오면 안 돼. 앞에도 괜찮아.
네,
And
괜찮아요.
Korea ahead.
이리가 센터 쪽으로 괜찮지 않아요?
가요. 괜찮을 것 같아. 4초 1이었잖아. 언니 몇이었어요? 4초 1
1이었어.
나왔어.
다시 하면 돼.
Slightly different body language as well. Korean girls looking confident and relaxed.
웨이트만.
Well, Anchi Kim was sweeping that one in the house on the last rock by Sidorova. And as you saw in our highlights there in the fifth end break, as soon as that one came to a stop, they knew they stole 2. She high-fived Ji-sung Kim, knowing that was a big, big steal. They've been successful all week long, stealing points. 15 times for 19 points.
And stealing when possibly they least expected it. I bet they reckoned that Anna Sidorova would have made that shot 9 times out of 10.
Most people in the crowd expected that one to be made. Maybe even some went to get and beat some of the fifth end break lineups. Those draws to the open part of the house made most of the time by this quality of curling.
Just shows that maybe nerves, maybe the chance of getting into that world final, a first world final, must impact on these players occasionally.
Trying to keep the line, sit on the corner of it. Does sit on the corner, but it's third shot. And Korea up 5-3. We'll see how they defend this.
So Lee, she's 78%.
Peels it, gonna roll this one all the way across.
나갈 것 같았는데. 괜찮아.
And Russia averaging 4.5 points against a game through round robin. Already given up more than that in this
Thomas
3-4
Lips
game.
still impassive.
Yeah, if you were to look at his face throughout a game, you wouldn't know what the score was. Up, down.
We must be pleased with Saitova's performance. She's 93%. Keeping the good form going.
Oh, rolling over towards it, just bunching up those stones in the house. So I think they're going to smash this. Try and say they get rid of one, keep the shooter right on top of it. Know they're going to lose their red. One yellow's going to stay. Well, the one red actually does stick around. And he is shot stone.
And she's having a look just to check.
This may be a point for Russia. You could throw the corner guard, protect it right now. You could draw in to the other side, get the side of the forefoot, get shot stone. Could play the little tap and roll with the shooter to lie 2. Can be patient, doesn't have to go and need to lie 2 right now.
So a few options open to the Russians here. Still early in this end.
Добавила? Свип! Стой, Свип! Свип! Начало! Свип! Стирайте его, Свип! Начало! На Свип!
Ближе, ближе, чувствую. Две? Вас две.
아웃턴으로 보는 게 낫지 않을까?
하나예요.
아. 좋아요. 파이팅. 파이팅.
With that one coming tight, may sort of bait Korea into playing that the run back as opposed to just straight peel. Would be an interesting call, is to try and hit and roll in for Ji-Sung Kim, try and hit and roll off it, get into the 8-foot line too.
Very confident, 100%. Ji-Sung Kim, and that's why.
Or just prove me wrong, run it back, stick it, and lie two that way. Just fabulous shot from Ji-Sung, who's...
She's on fire at the moment, isn't she? Everything's working out.
Picks the perfect angle. That was a problem with the guard coming so close. It was there was risk involved. You could double jam it and leave Russia lying two.
Margarita Fomina, certainly way below her opposing number.
Well, wide open plate. We'll try and freeze the corner of this one. Set up some sort of chance at two. And we'll glance off of it. Too much weight. His shot.
Yep, but you can tell by her reaction.
Успокойся, хорошо, Кать.
I don't know if Ji-Sung could have got down the ice any quicker after seeing that one. Puts the broom down.
Yep, she's full of business now. Certainly Korea with their tails up in this end. After that steal.
Really like the hit and roll out on that, not to stick around. Gives Russia something to really use if they were to nose that one. And Russia plays this and it's not quite there, it does sit in front, makes the peel out more difficult. So to make it simple, get rid of that one. Momentum definitely favoring the Korean side right now, leading 5-3. 4 straight points. And just a little rub off that freeze. Russia unable to make that one on 2 attempts for Fomina.
난 노말로만 해. 그래, 파이팅!
And Ji Kim, 75%. Quite surprised at that. Thought she would have been higher.
Well, that one she does stick around. They were hoping for a little more roll to the center because Russia could use those stones and play a little freeze. The only thing is, depending where they freeze. May not be shot stone where they want to be to make the perfect freeze.
центра.
So Anna Sidorova could make the perfect freeze here. Korea could ignore it, draw lie 2 elsewhere in the rings.
Sixth end of this 3 versus 4 playoff game. And that tells its own story, mainly that last shot giving up the steal. Previous end.
Как линия? Кто первый? Как линия?
Could freeze to try and get shot stone right now, but it'd be easier to remove. You make the nice freeze here. Korea comes after you, get 2. Third straight attempt at the freeze. And sits on the corner, but no real way to get rid of it. And right now, Korea line 1. Why go after it? Draw the other side, lie 2, and you have your force. And this is exactly what Russia wants them to play. Little miss hit, and it stays in, as opposed to draw just to lie 2. Well, we'll peel it off that one, get away with it. Thought they would just draw to the other side. Execution was there. That's the important part.
Ну да, да.
25. Три. Какой же вес?
So forced to draw for 1. No backing on this one.
Last stone of this 6th end on the Russian skip.
2 reds on the outskirts in the 12-foot.
Воу-воу-воу, не надо, не надо, не надо, не надо. Просто легко. Есть.
And safely done this time, look, from Anna Sidorova. Could have done with more, but happy to get the 1 at the moment at this stage. Close the gap slightly after 6 ends. Korea 5, Russia 4. Welcome back to our live coverage of the Forward World Women's Curling Championship 2014 here at Harbour Station, St. John in New Brunswick, Canada. This is the third versus four playoff game between Korea and Russia. The winners go on to play Canada in the final. So huge amount at stake. Good to have your company, Alison Walker and Luke Coley, bringing you the game.
Well, Russia needs to try and get a force. They trail by 1 in the game. All week long, never had any issues generating offense. Top scoring teams in round robin play.
And really just that one missed shot from Anna Sidorova has just changed the whole feel of the game for Russia.
And despite the percentages in Koreans' favor, thought Russia really controlled the first 5 ends and had chances. Could have had a 1-point lead into the break. Instead, steal of 2. Just get 1 back.
And you know how this game can swing and turn quite quickly.
But Korea did give up steals throughout the week. It was a steal of 2 that Russia got to force an extra end in their round robin game. And Galkina struggles continue in this one.
It's very, very long again.
Korea giving up the most steals of any of the teams making the playoffs. Russia stole 27 points in round robin play.
That is a great total of points, isn't it?
They had 13 stolen ends for 27 points, so over 2 points stolen each time. Give up the steal of 2 in this game.
So they know how to generate those stolen points. Korea haven't given them too much leeway. And it's generally been through their own mistakes. You can see the Korean bench looking on there in the background.
Well, Korea with 2 in there, and Russia without the hammer, needing to force the issue. Doesn't necessarily need to go all out to remove stones. Just move them around, keep your stones in front.
Managing to get past that guard. Where will it finish?
Rolls just a hair too far as they try to just sit in front. Alexandra Saitova's had a good game there and just able to get by the guard.
아까보다 좀 타이트하게 잡았어.
아, 6반이 좋을 것 같아. 6반.
미자 건드려줘. 기다려, 계속 기다려. 계속 기다려줘. 기다려줘. 바퀴야. 계속 기다려줘.
This one has some work to do to try and get to the inside of it. Will make the nose hit.
왜 일로 와? 잘했어요. 돌아가는 거야. 이거 좋다. Один.
Одну.
Chance of the double now. With these ones, Russia love a steal, but has to keep the possibility of a force in play, and then try and score 2 in the 8th end.
Sweep. 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 Sweep.
Well, double made, opening things up, opens the 4-foot wide open as Russia line 2. Just that was the problem with Korea not making the roll underneath.
아니 그냥 치고 롤은요? 상대 어? 치고 롤. 3? 치고 롤. 치고 롤? 네.
Double made, shooter rolls off to the side.
네. 좋아요.
Nicely done by Saitova.
화이팅.
They talked about a couple different things here for Korea. Indicated draw behind. You could peel the center line guard into this one. They are going to just straight hit. All in confidence what you want to throw against. Amchigim will hit and roll out. By playing that, needed to hold your shooter. You can play that, you just have to hit and roll somewhere into the part of the rings. Otherwise, you're faced with this scenario. Now, Russia can get one in behind cover. And a lot easier to place this one with the draw than it is with the hit and roll.
Это зайти вес.
You heard a little groan there.
That's a big one. That's a lost opportunity with it going deep in the rings. They really could have put the pressure on if that one's top 4 foot.
Вы же вроде сказали.
잘했어요.
열하나.
Oh, I wonder what that reaction was there. There was almost a smile. Now he's hiding behind the monitor.
구 좋아요.
Almost a little shake of the head knowing that they missed that opportunity.
Ji-Sung Kim. Been a real rock in this team, in this game.
Well, this one they're playing down to it. Room for a couple more with freezes until we hit the tee line.
Kamina hoping a bit better with her second.
Seeing about 14.5 seconds hog to hog. That's the running time. This one 15-2, and you see continuing to glide all the way down, right down to it. So see the difference. A little less weight, and it'll curl.
똑같이 해도 될 것 같지 않아요? 좀 약하게 부르면 너무 약하게.
Tough for these players to come out slow enough to use their sweepers.
연습 8반이거든요. 9 하면 돼요. 여기 비슷해도 괜찮아요, 언니.
만약에 있으면 처음에 닦으면은 빠져.
네.
Why is it tough? Why don't they use the sweepers?
And just to come out of the hack, you feel like you're not even throwing it. Just that mindset to think, I hardly have to move out of the hack to get this one to the tee line.
is a lot more prevalent in the men's game.
Indication heavy again. All started with the draw deep by Fomina. Needs to catch that curl to use the backing. Rolls off and isn't shot. Stone will roll off. Russia.
지금은 몇이야? 7번.
Glorious opportunity with that one rolling just a hair off.
Главное дойти. Главное дойти.
Again, sweepers not used, and been a couple in a row for both sides that haven't used their front end.
Обязательно дойти.
2:25. Риски нули, но я думаю, 2:25 твои, мы дотрем соседи. Сам тянется. Это начало почти на
Говорит, 0,7 я слышала, последний был.
Она... У меня оба было, у нее нуля. В любом случае 2:25.
Well, Korea had to go through a tiebreaker, 7-5 win over Sweden. Scored a 3 in the 6th end. That was the difference there. In this game, it was the 5th end and a steal of 2. They would like this one. Doesn't have the line down to it, but Deely, top forefoot. And I don't believe is out counting that red stone, but it's in a position to use for Russia with it coming up a hair short. If it's left there, Korea sizing up the angles.
근데 만약에 이거 하다가 그냥 만약에 잼이 나면 문제야.
They go across the top.
상대가 하나 더 들어올 거란 말이야. 아니면 아웃턴을 하고.
그냥 들어가는 건 어때요?
Play a hit, try and go off the top. Use that carry to have that red one go to the back. They could lie 2 out of this one.
열려서 어차피 얘들 또 들어가잖아.
네, 잘 때리면 날아가긴 하는데 좀 위험할 것 같아.
만약에 롤아웃해서 하나 열리잖아.
롤아웃 때문에 상대가 하나 더 들어오니까.
근데 여기 아웃턴으로 들어오면은 상대가 이거 때리면 뭐 할 건데요?
근데 하나면 열렸어.
네.
우리가 몇 번이에요? 우리 3번이야. 하나면 열리면 얘네 또 들어오잖아. 또 들어온단 말이야. 그다음에 네가 마지막에 들어가겠다고 아웃턴으로. 아니면 차라리 그냥 이렇게 들어오던가. 근데 이렇게 공간 안 돼. 또 공간.
내 생각에도 그 공간은 안 될 것 같아. 이렇게밖에 안 올 것 같아. 나도.
때리는 게 좋을 것 같아요.
때려요?
왜냐면
네가 자신 있는 거에
지가 여기다 갖다 놓으면은 상대가 때리면 뭐 할 거예요?
상대가 때리진 않지. 갖다 붙이지.
우리는 이렇게
아니 언니.
붙일 거야. 여기 하면은 얘 때리기
상대
쉽잖아요. 이렇게 붙이면 그냥 뒤로.
맞아. 프리즈
근데
하면.
이만큼 떨어지지. 그럼 상대 프리즈 붙이면서 완전 스틸이에요.
네.
때려요. 때려요.
필 대도 괜찮다고 생각할게요.
Well, they have the out turn. They can try and go to the side of the button with it. There is that yellow little tap for Russia. Still might have a chance for 2 in that sequence, but right now, lining up the angles. Gonna play the hit. Favored the hit of late.
필이요.
언니 노즈 맞아도
Korea
돼요?
red, Russia yellow.
Suppose. Part of a smile there from Anna Sedorova. Be a bigger smile if she gets a miss.
They could do with a break, Russia, but let's see what Korea have.
Well, they'll spill it out to lie 1. And they'll hold a little more to try and get that yellow out.
잘했어요.
Well, pretty close to where they had to hit.
타이트했다.
You saw the Yellowstone hardly move, the weight being transferred to the red one.
들어야지 뭐 어떡해.
Oh, Anna Sidorova. Second shot right now, second and third. playing the hit on it, trying to cross it, remove that red stone. Cannot hit this on the high side, or it's an open draw for 2. Punch it out, lose that yellow. They'll lie 2, and that will force Korea. And Russia has done their job.
Yep, they couldn't have played that much better.
Нормально поправила.
So hit facing 2. Regain their 2-point lead. And nicely done.
So Korea extend their lead. And importantly, from a Russian point of view, they are restricted to picking up only 1 shot. And Russia's still in this game. After 7 ends, Korea 6, Russia 4.
This is being brought to you by the great people of Booster Juice. And we're going to give away some Booster Juice for you. And I'm going to tell you what, inside there's got a lot of stuff in there. What's your name, sir?
Hadley Wood.
Hadley Wood. Okay, Hadley, where you from?
Recently Bathurst and transplanted to St. John, living in RUS-KOR.
So you have no clue where you're living right now, do you? Do you know what day it is, sir?
Sunday.
Close enough for rock and roll. It starts in the United works for me. It's all good. So what do you do, sir?
I'm retired.
What do you do before retirement?
I was a tax person.
Are you for like Beverly, Canada?
No, I was on the other side.
I don't think he knows what he's talking about. Okay, so here's a question for a very simple one. Booster Juice, are you ready? Which Western Canadian city is the headquarters of Booster Juice? Is it Toronto, Edmonton, Montreal, Winnipeg, Regina, Calgary, Peterborough, or Vancouver? You know, you may want to change your name to Ed. So which one is it? Is it Toronto, Edmonton, Montreal, Winnipeg, Regina, Calgary, Peterborough, or Vancouver? Which one is it?
Halifax.
Okay. You may want to change your name to Ed Monton. Okay, so where is it?
I'm going to say Edmonton, but you're going to say wrong.
Who am I going to say right? Congratulations, man. There you go. You got that. And I tell you what, I got 2 more in here that you can actually hand out to anybody else you want to. Okay, there you go. Let's give him a big round of applause. Even though he works for it.
We're now into this 8th end of this 3rd versus 4th playoff at the Ford World Women's Curling Championship 2014. We're here in St. John, New Brunswick, in Canada, and at Harbour Station, the city's centre for sport and entertainment, converted into a fantastic setting for these World Championships.
Yeah, normally home to a junior hockey team, the St. John Sea Dogs, and a basketball team, the St. John Mill Rats.
It's been a great atmosphere for curling too. Crowd close to the action. And we've seen some great stuff this morning from both sets of players. In the 8th end, the ends are running out. And Korea have a 6-4 lead over Russia. What can we expect in this end? Look,
Russia wants to get their score. Scoring 1 isn't the end of the world for them, but 2 ties it up. See the numbers. Comparing the leads. Galkina was an important player of this team. outplayed right now, but both numbers from the leads are good. Russia's going to want to use the corner guard play if they can, generate their two. It's been a while since they were able to do that. That was the first end, and they scored a deuce.
Yep, they started well. In fact, played the first 5 ends very well indeed, despite losing that steal.
I'm a little surprised with the strategy there from Korea that they play to the corner. They don't try and put a centerline guard up, protect their stone in the forefoot. This plays right into the hands of Russia now, especially with it going deep in the rings. You put the centerline guard up or you bring a second one in, you force Russia to come after you. Here, this is playing into what they were going to want to play anyway. The outturned come around. These two very familiar with one another, the skips. 4-4 record for Ji-Sung Kim against Russia in international play. And a nice come around for Galkina right to the tee line. Set second shot. They played twice in the World University Games last year. And it was 2 wins by Russia, including the championship final. But Korea got them back at the Olympic Winter Games. It's one of their 3 wins. And of course, the upper hand on Russia here this week. Draw 7 back on Monday afternoon. Well, this, not necessarily about weight, but about line, really over curling. Very close to see if they're shot or not. And that's the problem. These shots are much more difficult than a freeze around a centerline guard because of the angle that you need to be to out-count them, to be closest to the Ford logo right in the middle of the rings.
And that's where your sweeping comes in. Look how far down the shaft those hands are, applying the pressure.
All it's going to take is one nice freeze by Team Russia in this 8th end to set up a score of 2. Well, it's not going to be there. They're just going to let this one die.
So that one going a little awry for Saitova. There's the comparisons with the Korean second.
Now they'll go up and play the centerline guard. They lie 2. Change gears from playing a force type end to now realizing steal is a possibility.
이쪽으로 살짝 넘어오는 게 나아. 차라리 땡겨와야죠. 라인이 좀 여유 있어. 라인 괜찮아. 라인 괜찮아. 떨어져. 다섯. 언니 다섯 이기다. 아니 괜찮아. 라인이 괜찮아. 웨이트만 다섯 와. 다섯만 오면 돼. 라인 말고 이렇게 와야 돼. 이렇게 와야 돼. 괜찮아. 괜찮아. 라인 괜찮아. 웨이트만. 오케이. 네. 자, 잘했어요. 네.
Well, Saitova missed the come around, has to play the hit. And will peel the centerline guard, leaving it 1-2 still for Korea. Ji-Sung Kim heads down. Well, Korea has momentum going in. Russia fell down in their last game, losing into this one, whereas Korea wins to get to the 3-4 game. Well, the same, whoever wins of the same scenario heading to the semifinal.
Although they had an extra game, maybe that just kept the wheels turning.
Well, just trying to keep this one moving, cover up that stone. Maybe a sliver of it is open, but enough on the right side for Russia to use. Little mistake from Korea. The wrong side to miss. If you're going to miss, you'd rather have it over curl than under curl.
Надо, чтобы крол был не очень большой.
Мне даже 5 нравится. Давай.
Look at those numbers. Not quite perfect anymore. Ji-sung Kim, 96% though.
Still pretty good. Certainly compared to Fomina for Russia.
Well, won't pass the guard, so another miss. That's 3 straight now for Russia. We will soon see another guard go up. As we look at this one for Fomina, watch the release. Just get it started a little bit on the release. Just on release, turning it in a little more than just letting it go.
은자 지금은 그냥 그거하고로 세워도 되겠다. 네, 괜찮을 것 같아요. 저것 때문에. 노란 것 때문에.
선을 위치 브러쉬 좀 해줘.
밖으로 세워도 돼 지금은.
1이야. 네, 좋아요.
진짜 룬이에요. 지금은 진짜 많이 룬이에요. 당겨줘요, 당겨줘.
기다려줘야지.
야!
한 번 더.
많이 당겨줘야 돼.
Trying to get it there. They have the other stone to use. They didn't have to get quite as far. No hole to get any hit.
Sweepers working very hard on this one.
Well, they use that other guard.
Сюда же попасть.
Fomina with a bit of work to do to get her side back into this end.
Well, trying to clear up the front, and again, it's another one out there. Not doing much to help their skipper in this one, facing 2. Anna Sidorova in her mind now has to be thinking, I got to figure out draw weight. I've missed one already. Gave up a steal at 2. I need to get the 4. I'm probably going to have to draw the 4-foot to get a single point. And if this guard is in a good position, you might want to play it on my first.
Yep, almost get it out the way. Kim.
Well, they don't want to leave a hole, trying to close up the port. Well, is there a port now? That's the question. There might be enough room to just sliver one through.
떨어지는 게 점점 더딘 것 같아.
Heavy breathing there from the sweepers.
And lots of work to try and get that one to curl at the end.
Use up as many as 400 calories in a curling game of about 3 hours. So these guys are very fit out there. especially at this level.
55-6?
А?
55-6, у меня там
56?
вообще по прямой ходили.
That was the measuring device, which we haven't seen in this game. Anna Sidorova, the Russian skip.
Well, seeing if she can get through that port. It's got to be just close to the center. Well, by the top one, won't clear their yellow.
And away it goes out. Rufo smile. Not much of a port.
It was close. I don't know if it was quite there. Look and see, got by with some room on that top one. I think if it curls up a little more, there is a chance to get through. And yes, good look there of how much they had closer to the center line.
Yep, they did have a bit more room for manoeuvre perhaps than she realised. There's a comparison. Kim and Sidorova, last stones. 82% for her draws, Sidorova. 85 for Gim.
And I like now coming into the rings with your final stone. Even a little tap on yours. Push it to the top of the button. Force it to be as difficult as possible. Well, great looking line right down to it. Little tap. Full forefoot now. Now the button is needed by Sidorova, facing 3.
Yep, 3 Korean counters. Pressure on Russia.
Well, Anna Sidorova's hopes of a world championship on the line with this shot now. And haven't really played that out-turn path. Well, playing this in-turn needs a piece of the button facing 3.
Final stone of this end from the Russian skip. 9 times out of 10. She makes these no bother. But the pressure definitely on.
Well, they got to go keep this one going to get past it. Keep it going. Do they get it far enough? Not quite.
It was a fantastic effort. The sweepers, what a job they did, but they couldn't quite get it there. Crowd very appreciative of the efforts there. But it's not good news if you're Russian after 8 ends. And it's now Korea 7, Russia 4.
So I'm going to start calling out the numbers. If you don't have the number, you then sit down. So if you have a ticket, everybody stand up. Okay, here we go. The letter is an O. How are we doing so far? Hey, excited people. Okay. The first number, reading from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, is a 2. How are we doing? If you don't have a 2, sit down. You got to remember that the total for this 50-50 is $1,653, or if you're going into the patch, that's 275.5 beers. I was there till 2 o'clock this morning. That's how I equate money right now. The next number is a 6. So far, 2-6. If you don't have that, sit yourself down. The next number is another 6. So 266 so far. If you don't have that, sit down. Is everybody standing? Okay, here we go. The next number is a 1. So 2661. If you're still standing, put your hand up in the air and wave it around a little bit. Who's waving around? You're still there? We have 1 so far, maybe a couple over there. The final number for $1,653 is an 8. 0. Here we go. 26618. Congratulations. You have 3 seconds to claim your money. Now we know where she lives.
Korean support watching on must be pleased with the way the girls have performed. And these two know what's at stake in this third berth, his 4th playoff. 7-4 though to Korea. 9th end. And how must Anna Sidorova be feeling right at this moment, Luke?
She has a lot of work to do in a short amount of time. Has to just put the 2 corner guards up, try and go at that. Set up a score of 2, get a mistake, look at possibly a 3. They're going to have to score multiple points with the hammer, which they've been able to do throughout the week. They're down 3 in the round-robin game into the 9th end, scored 1, and then stole 2 in the 10th, but couldn't steal in the extra. High-scoring Russian team will need to use that now.
They've been curtailed somewhat by a very good performance so far from the Korean opposition.
And that spot in the ice where Anna Sidorova played her last rock in that 8th end, the hog-to-hog time was almost 16 seconds, and it's not as though they swept it. Very fast surface. That was hog-to-hog. We've been seeing throughout the week 15-3, 15-5 sometimes to the T-line. That one didn't quite get to the T-line, was sweeping.
Here with that 3-point advantage. Just need to keep things as simple as they can.
I was hoping for a nose tap on that. Didn't want to really split those the way they sit now. Now they're in a position that Russia will try to utilize. Galkina will need a second corner guard. Korea has to keep focused now, knowing getting closer. Both these teams defeated Switzerland in their round-robin matchups. Korea 9-2, while it was Russia 8-5 over the Swiss. So corner guards out, and let the peels begin.
And if Korea were to make the final, what an achievement for them. A very young team. And curling still fairly new to the country. There'd certainly be heroines heading home, but still plenty could happen.
Well, 2 years ago, they lost the semi-final in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada, to the same country that sits awaiting the winner of this one right now in Switzerland. That year was Mary Mott, who went on to win the World Championship final.
You could still say they were beaten by the winners. They've got a lot more experience under their belt now in the last couple of years, and they played in an Olympic Games too. So they performed on the big stage. Everyone out helping here.
Well, another guard, we're going to see them peeling. very thin to try and make this double, but they'll want to make sure the one, and if they get a second, it's a bonus. So it'll be elite. Russia deciding to make their move now. They're going to try and play a little tap and roll, use their corner guard that still is in play.
Хороший вес. Там много линий. Только линия. Только линия пока. Внимание. О, Рита, Рита. Нет, только Рита. О, нет, нет, нет. Сам до конца. Весь конец. Может, немножко. Немножко.
Well, looking to get the little flop. Still 1-2 for Korea. Korea at this point has to think, can't give up 3.
언니 1, 2번인데 앞에 가 집업되는 거 아니야? 없어요. 네. 네. 우리 1, 2번이잖아요. 보면서 볼게. 네. 1번이 앞이죠? 네. 많이 떨어져. 많이. 근데 내 샷이라서 뒤에 거 먼저 보는 게 낫지 않아? 3점인데?
집 없애고. 집 없애고.
They'll play this one tight. They'll know which way they want to miss.
근데 뒤에 게 조금 떡에 있어.
The way to miss is on the guard, not wide.
앞에 먼저 해요.
Jason Kim knows the plan.
Well, they'll remove the guard. Just about got by. And almost in one of those scary positions where you feather the guard over, redirect it enough so you don't get the one in the rings. With that speed, able to remove the guard in the process. Still leave himself lying 2. Russia needs to protect the situation, put the guard out in front.
Encouraging, gets past that first yellow. Red heads to the outer. Yeah, still counting 1.
근데 뒤에 거 바로 봐도 잼은 안 나는데. 그냥 글라틱 맞는 것보다는 하나씩 없애는 게 나을 것 같아.
아까 은지가 뒤에 보려고 그랬대. 기다렸으면 앞에 거 그냥.
파이팅. 그냥 넘어리자.
아니, 넘어라.
넘어라.
Jason's second stone.
아까보다 좀 약해.
Peels the top one out. Gets rid of it. Just removing stones, forcing Russia to make theirs to try and score their 2. Korea will play the simple one so they don't end up giving a chance to give up 3. Everything in the rings.
Yeah, you don't want stones hanging about.
Well, need to roll away. This one got to get by their top one to roll away. And they'll make a shot for Korea and peel their own out. Just devastating result. Couldn't have that happen.
Impassive on a Sidorova, but this it could be very, very damaging.
Well, Korea has that one just behind the tee line. Interesting call. Could go and try and peel one of their own out. Just leave the one back 12 foot and force Anna Sidorova to make the perfect freeze to get her 2. And if they do end up blank, you're up 3 playing the 10th end. This isn't a bad call either. It's sort of what I first thought. Very rarely do you see someone peel their own out. Problem is you go deep now and you create a pocket like this. That's the danger with playing that shot.
Thomas Lips, the Russian coach, knows his team are up against it a little bit, for sure. 7-4 down.
Если он останется прям вот так вот, и я будет ближе, она может закрыть. Я понимаю. Рис.
Где?
Things are getting very tense out there. 9th end, as you can see. Very, very, very important stone for Anna Sidorova.
Just when it looked like she may not have a chance to score 2 at all, Korea does them a little favor by building a bit of a wall in the back of the forefoot. Well, got to get this one there. It won't. He could have afforded to tap it a little bit.
Just misjudging the weight.
Interesting. Where they see the broom now, they're going out with a guard. Korea can sense it right now. They put the guard out in front. How does Russia score 2? The other question is, how does Russia score if this is a tight centerline guard?
Yep, it's all about where this stone finishes.
This is the quick spot in the ice too, so don't want to come too close with it, line anything up. Very nice. Great guard on that stone. Basically guarding that one in the top of the 8 foot.
It's all about the Korean red stones. Anna Sidorova with real problems here.
Я не уверена, что хватит этого, что мы оближем, и вращение еще будет это, он будет упираться в него. Может даже не стать ближе, даже если мы оближем.
Да, если мы хотя бы чуть-чуть окно будет. Если немножко трогать,
Ну а что, нам терять особо не нужно.
наш камень.
Стыд, да, нужен чуть можно изнутри. Меньше. Еще чуть-чуть. Он отвалит.
Switzerland awaits the winner. Korea sensed it. Try to finish off Russia in this 9th end, leading by 3 already. Double run, double needed, and has to stick it. Facing 2.
And for 8 hits, it's only 66%. If she ever needed a shot, this is it.
Well, run it back, spill it out, get their single. Look at that, just to keep them in the game. And a Sidorova.
Big sigh of relief, I'm sure, inside. Not easy. After 9, Korea 7, Russia 5. Russia hanging on in there. Very good team, Korea. You are enjoying being in this position.
Another look at this last one from Anna Sidorova. It was a peel out by Margarita Fomina with third stones of her own, trying to lie 2. Missed by Sidorova and on her first, but she makes this one to keep her team in this match. Run the guard, use your yellow right onto those 2. Know they have a long way back. High fives though for the Russian side. They're within 2. This is the same scenario they had against Korea in draw 7, their round robin matchup, where they stole 2.
So we are into this final end of this 3rd versus 4th playoff. 7-5 Korea over Russia. And Sidorova playing to save her team's life there, but still up against it without the hammer in this final end. And Korea have really taken the game by the scruff of the neck in these final few ends.
They've made shots and Russia has not. They've had too many misses of late.
And Ji-eun has put together some nice starting stones for Korea.
So a nice tick shot, able to open the center up. Min Ji-eun. A long way back for Russia. The steal of 2, the steal of 1. And Sidorova's done what she could, but too many mistakes in front of her has left tough shots, multiple counters. Well, that one hardly had come to a rest, and the Korean team making sure, let's hit that one on the side. It's in the rings. We can get rid of it. While hoping to tick it out, we'll push it into the heart of the rings.
And maybe they just went about the business too quickly there.
Well, quickly, timeout called. Russia wants to talk about that one. It changes your mindset when you get that mistake.
Yep, they wouldn't have expected that. So, just going to have a chat with Thomas Lips.
Пока не было этого камня, я думала вести сюда, забить на центральный. Она будет его убирать, вести сюда второй, чтобы у нас было два камня. Потом она будет убирать это, и она может так убрать.
We have to make sure that we give them a difficult double. One, guard our draw, that's one thing. Or you make the come around now. Not on this one. And hope that she doesn't slash this one. But the best one would be over there, you know. Guard our number 3 just with a 1. That would be the best. And whatever, when she just make peel 2-3 times, and then with Rita, this come around. Yeah. And then we have to hope for this one, you know. That doesn't work. Do this.
Дальний туда, только времени у нас не очень много, так что давайте побыстрее. Да. Его можно на половинку прикрыть всего.
Well, it was more of a timeout for Anna Sidorova to talk to the coach of the plan because you don't expect that one to be in that position coming up. Guard that one, the one in the rings. That when he was saying a 3, the 3 being the stone number, with a 1, the 1 being the length of the guard. The number system they use, a 1 being just over the hog line guard. Hope they don't make one of those peels and the slash onto it. And Russia knows they're going to need mistakes in order to try and steal 2.
Средний, только до среднего есть сядет. Среднеближний. Садится.
Стой, пожалуйста. Нормально, уходите.
Хорошо.
Хорошо.
A little tighter.
Coach back up in his seat. I can only watch and wait and see what happens.
되면은 뒤에 게 안 보이는데?
괜찮은데? 괜찮아, 안 돼. 괜찮아.
And if you're Korea, you just need to make sure that you do the basics well.
Well, trying to slash it into it. They'll touch it again and move it. This time, back button. Russia will have to continue to guard.
And that stone, that yellow stone's been around. Being bumped around the circles in this end. Back the other way.
Oh, so close to getting rid of it. Russia had 13 steals through round-robin play. And Korea was susceptible to steals against.
They've tightened things up, though, considerably.
Well, even though they'll be able to see that one in the rings, have to peel that center line guard. Those are the ones that can hurt you in this 10th end. Well, just misses catching the back edge of that other yellow. Peels the center.
잘했어요, 언니. Я не знаю. Наверное.
Загар? Ну, я думаю, да. Она будет убирать этот, скорее всего. Мы туда еще один.
95-0.
Линий очень много.
Назад!
Очень много. Во.
Начало!
Без бы надо, конечно.
Начало!
Свип.
Во.
Без
Выше,
надо.
выше, выше. Выше,
Начало!
девочки. Нет, нет, не будет.
Дай
Нет.
гард.
Хорошо,
Ближний.
пускай
Свип.
будет.
Ближний.
О,
подальше, Хань?
Да-да-да.
Well, looking to guard up. Shot Stone again. We'll see which one.
그래도 앞에 이거 필했냐? 타이밍 어때? 좋아요. Никсема, пойдем поболтаем.
Что было по весу?
0,5. 나 하나 필이 좋을 것 같아. 이거 하나 필.
So Korea have taken their timeout now.
아니, 알긴 알아.
플랜트라?
Coach heading down.
될까 해서. 혹시 늦을까 봐.
Min-Suk Choi.
밀어야 되는데. 네.
자, 하나만 제끼면 상대가 이제 커머라운드 들어간다고.
네.
커머라운드가 확실히 들어가면 스킵 서드 두 번째지.
네.
그 다음에 저걸 치고 세워.
아, 네.
치고 세우라고 우리가 1번이잖아.
네.
그러면 얘네들 또 커머라운드 들어간다고.
얘네들 프리저 할것
아,
같아요.
프리즈 하면 날리면 돼. 프리즈 하면 날리면 되잖아. 그냥 필로 날리면 된다고.
그냥 만약에 얘네 컴 들어가면은 하나 저 노란 거 제끼면 어때요?
지금
어차피 그러면
제끼고.
두 개 다 보이잖아요.
두 개 들어오지 마지막에 세 개야 하나 놓잖아. 그러면 네가 더블을 때려야 된다고.
아니면 스테이를 해도 되죠.
2번 도를 스테이를 해야 된다고.
네.
롤아웃이 되면 2점을 맞는다고.
여기
프리즈가 지금
그냥
얘네들이 샷이 안 되니까 프리즈로 줘. 그리고 필만 날려도 1점을 줘도 되잖아. 지금 얘네들이 프리즈가 샷이 안 된다고. 그러니까 지금 열고 컴 들어가면 치고 세워야 돼. 롤아웃이 되면 컴어라운드 들어가고 만약에 롤아웃이 되면 들어갈 준비를 하고 있고 스테이 되면 필 날리면 돼. 편안하게 해.
I think I heard the word come around a few times there.
I think that may be future or later in the end. What they want to play.
박혀 있어요, 쟤. 그래? 얼음 안에 있어요. 파이팅!
파이팅.
Peel the one. I think they were calling sweep before it was even out of her hand. Peel it clearly without touching anything else.
Remember, Russia need 2 shots here to take this to an extra end. We don't have the hammer. They've been stealing all week, but they found it hard to do it in this game against Korea.
So those are the 2 that
가도 이쪽으로 가는
Russia needs to count in order to
다행이다, 4번이어서.
get to an extra end. But without last rock will be difficult. (92%) 12 hits in this game. And sits for a shot Stone.
아, 저게 절로 가네 또. 이쪽으로 가야 되는데.
So they'll roll behind the corner. That one stone that's still out in front. (78% on those 9 draws for Sidorova, but the 5th end draw, the steal at 2. Right now, the difference in this game.
Точно надо!
Well, got to hold the line, get it down far enough, and will be short.
Так, он садится.
And now it will make her last rock more difficult.
Ну как так?
그냥 하는 거 붙이는 거 아니야?
근데 이건 때릴 수 있지.
An interesting decision now.
네.
열어.
여기 들어오는요.
봐. 여기 들어올 했어. 근데 네가 미스를 했을 때.
What would you do if you were Korea?
여기도 괜찮아요.
언니 2번 만들어.
Folks watching out there.
이렇게 가서.
I don't think I wouldn't
어차피 언니 우리가 2번만 되면
play anything on those two yellows. I wouldn't peel the guard because it would open up an easier shot. Probably draw to lie 2 on the other side.
좀 두기만 해도 되지 않아요? 언저리에만? 네, 언니 두 번째 샷 들어오야 되잖아.
아니면 진짜 이렇게 들어가는 거 아니야? 지금.
근데
2번 하나 하면 상대가
제가 언니
2번보다는 앞에서
Or you play on the top when they're just thrown, slash it into that one, get rid of one of the two.
그러니까 내 말은 이걸 만드는 거 좋은데
괜찮은데.
2점으로 이기고 있잖아. 근데 얘네가 만약에 은지가 미스가 났어. 그치? 아니 그냥 나가거나 안 들어왔을 때 예를 들면 그냥
Remember,
안 좋게
Korea still
생각을
have
하면
last stone.
얘가 이걸 칠 거 아니야.
그럼
치고 때리면 그래 은지 들어오면 되는데 이게 만약에 살면 내 말은 살면 라인이 스트레이트
근데 어차피
근데
포커스
한번
열려
드로우를
있으니까. 언니
했으니까.
드로우 라인을 한번 했으니까
했으니까
내가
드로우를 하는 게
드로우를
낫지
하면 되잖아요.
않아요? 네.
내가 드로우 감을 잡는 게 좋을 것 같아요.
네, 지금
지금은.
2번 만드는 게
네.
나을 것 같아. 최대한 뒤로 가면 낫겠다.
차라리 백이나
This just one wants to be deeper than that other red. You don't want to leave it in the top of the 8-foot, so that there's a shot for Anna Sidorova to make a double roll into it
언니 여기
and lie 3 on that one side. Even if that's the situation, you still have a draw to the 4-foot for the win.
여기 괜찮을 것 같아. 너무
Right now you draw lie 2.
사초 좋아해, 공호.
I don't think Russia has a shot to score to lie 2.
사초?
Well, important placement of this stone.
81% for her 8 draws. And Jigim,
웨이트만
the fourth player.
열하나 안 돼. 열하나 좋아. 열하나 괜찮아. 열하나 괜찮아. 기다려.
열하나.
I want this back 8-foot. Sweeper's backing off now.
여기까지.
Perfectly even with the other one.
And the crowd very appreciative of that shot.
I don't know if Russia has a shot to lie 2 now. Have to lie 2 after this shot or game is over.
Через вот этот? Да, в полкамня своему. У меня нет, других вариантов я не вижу. Как 2 убрать?
Broom down to play a run back and maybe to try and just go across that yellow a little bit, have the stone they're running back over towards the one on the left. The other one go back off their own, but
This is a very, very difficult shot.
I don't even know
it's
if the
there
shot
at
is
all.
there.
Yep. Yep. She's got to go for something, though, that might give her some hope.
Well, her final shot.
스윗.
Has to lie 2 or this one's over.
Can she pull something out of the bag here?
Well, run it, and was just about where they needed to hit it to have a chance to see if it was there.
She went for it, and she's managed it in the past, but this is a great win for Korea. They are into their first World Championship final, waving to their supporters, absolutely delighted. A great performance from Team Korea, winning this one over Russia. Well played to Korea. Disappointment for this Russian team. And there's the fans who thoroughly enjoyed that.
Well, look back at highlights from this 3-4 game, sixth end. Anna Sidorova unable to mount anything. Was forced to draw against a couple to score one. That would make it 5-4 at that point. And Korea, seventh end, just trying to make sure they score, have the lead, trying to extend it. Chi makes the nose hit. Up by 2. And look at this one. Russia in loads of trouble. Only a couple shots made in the end, facing 3. And Saitova, Galkina, Fomina out to help, trying to get this one all the way to the button and just shy. Means a steal of 1 and a 3-point deficit for the Russians. Ninth end, trying to keep any chance alive. Anna Sidorova looking at the double run double to just score 1. And she will nail it, makes the double raise double, gets a single. Cut within 2. But facing a difficult last rock to try and lie to. No luck with it. And it means it is a victory for Korea as they defeat Russia. Korea moves into the semifinal as they did 2 years ago against Switzerland in St. John, New Brunswick. And that's how it will shape up getting towards that gold medal game tomorrow night. Russia will be in the bronze medal game with the loss. Korea gets another shot at Switzerland. They beat them in round robin play. And the winner gets Canada in the World Championship final.
Congratulations, Jason, into your first World Championship final. How does it feel?
어떻게 지금 기분이 어떠시냐고. 이게 벌써 챔피언십으로 오셨는데 지금 기분이 어떠시냐고 물어보시면.
우선 2012년에 4강에 올라온 느낌을 다시 느낀 것 같아서 너무 좋아요.
I felt that the feeling of that 2012 that that team went to the quarter of the winner, so she is so exciting. It's the same as 2012.
What made the difference in the game? Was it the fifth end? The fifth end important?
One more time, please.
What made the difference in the game?
어떤 차이점이 있으신가요? 그 게임이랑 이거랑.
우선 그때보다는 지금 더 즐기려고 게임을 되게 즐기려고 많이 노력을 하고 그리고 진짜 오늘 게임은 많이 진짜 즐겼어요.
She tried to enjoy the game before that 2012. So today the game is she tried to enjoy the game more than before.
And the fifth end, though, was that the important end?
What you mean?
The steal.
오엔드 스틸했는데 아무래도 상대도 되게 잘했는데 저희 팀이 침착하게 좀 샷을 더 구사하다 보니까 좋은 기회가 온 것 같아요.
You should think about that. The Russian team is a very great team, but the team members, the Korean team members, calm down and concentrated the game. So that is the reasons why she get the winner of this game.
Congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you.
That was victorious Jisung Kim, who picks up the victory, moves into the semi-final against Switzerland, which we will have for you in a couple hours' time. So stay tuned. More coverage from St. John, New Brunswick. For Allison Walker, myself, Luke Coley, and our entire crew, thanks for tuning in and being part of the 2014 Ford World Women's Curling Championship.